information on here. I kind of took the easy way out so I could show a whole bunch of different organizations that I'm involved with. I want to give a couple highlights of the really cool ones. Yoga Bear is a national nonprofit that started about 2.5 years ago in San Francisco, spread throughout the country now. Most of the major cities in the country have chapters, and we have lots of partner studios in other areas that don't have actual chapters. I'm on the board of advisors, and we match up cancer survivors with free yoga in their communities. There's also a very active website, which is yogabear.org, that has videos for people who can't get to the yoga studio to be able to practice their own yoga at home. And if you look carefully, you might see me in a couple of those videos. There's also an active blog and a very active message board with people sharing information about not just yoga, but healthy living and holistic lifestyles and stuff like that. So it's a great organization. There's a couple pictures of me doing some yoga too. Voices of Survivors, I'm sure everybody has heard of it at least, but if you haven't, voicesofsurvivors.org. It's a great place for videos and also essays by survivors about what survivorship means to people. So that's a great resource for people currently going through treatment to see how the people who've already been through what they're going through at the time think and can get a little guidance for that. NCCS is the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship. They provide a lot of lobbying and advocacy for quality cancer care, and they also have a toolbox, which is an audio set of audio CDs for all the way from treatment through post-treatment and becoming your own advocate. So check that out at canceradvocacy.org. That's a great one. First Ascent is, where's Rochelle? We have that in common. It's a great organization for young adult patients and survivors. Outdoor adventures, mostly kayaking. They just expanded into rock climbing. So if you're between 18 and 40, right? Check out firstascents.org and spread the word because it's such a great organization. It's so much fun. It'll be my 3rd summer when I go back this year with Rochelle sharing the time. The other one that's really relevant to this group, at least, is the congressionally directed medical research programs. I served on 2 peer review panels last summer, one for neuroblastoma and one for pediatric cancer. It's a grant panel or service that is where money is provided by the Department of Defense. And so they ask for consumers, which is their word for the people who have been affected by the disease, or there's not just cancer, but all kinds of other diseases and conditions. So I was there representing the patient side. So you don't really have to know all the science, which we've kind of seen over the past couple of days. We've gotten bogged down by a lot of the science. But you're there as the patient, so you're just evaluating the research for how it will impact the patient. You don't have to give your opinion on the science. So it's a great organization and a great program. So if you want any more information about that, just let me know and I'll get you set up with the right people. The other really cool thing that I've just become involved with is Cancer Support Community. Everybody knows that. It used to be called the Wellness Community or Gilda's Club. I was on the board to open a site in Silicon Valley, which we're hopefully going to do in about 3 weeks. So very exciting. Over the past 3 years, we've been working very hard. But I've kind of transitioned into trying to start a young professional group. So to get people at my age, in 20s and 30s, and maybe a little bit beyond, we're kind of liberal with our young, as well as professional too. But
40 is very young.
That's it. Yes. As long as you can show up and pay your $10 cover, we'll let you in. So we want it to be a fundraiser, but we also want to be able to introduce younger people to the concept that philanthropy and volunteering is really easy and it's really accessible. You don't have to be retired with a ton of time on your hands. You don't have to be rich with a ton of money to donate. You can show up, pay $10 cover charge, hang out with your friends, meet some new friends, find out about more of these events that we're planning, and you can maybe donate an afternoon to help out with some events, or you can join a committee, or if you're really into it, you can maybe join the board or donate millions of dollars or whatever. So that's what we're trying to do. We had our first event about a month and a half ago, and we raised a little over $300 and had about 25 people. So for our first event, we were pretty happy. And our next one is at the end of next month, and we're hoping to do a little bit better than that. And then the last thing, I've had a couple publications over the last year trying to share my story with some different themes, I guess. Chicken Soup for the Soul, the cancer book, was kind of the big one. And then I had an essay. Well, the Chicken Soup one was about sort of the aftermath of my thyroidectomy when I was 15 and kind of what happened in the hospital. And the Cure Magazine essay is something very relevant for the young adult population, at least the young adult survivor population. It was called When Do I Tell Her? About when do I let a woman know that I've had cancer and I have all this crazy history of try to hide it in the lower left-hand corner if you want to check it out. But something very relevant for us to think about and have to deal with. So that's kind of like described my mindset during the process. But there's a ton of information. If you want, send me an email, talk to me. But thank you.
Thank you.